Hey, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I imagine you're already there in Paris.
Yeah. Yep.
How is it in Paris? I have been asking everybody. I'm gonna live vicariously through you guys.
Yeah, it's great. It's kind of like cold and rainy right now, which I'm used to. I live in Eugene, Oregon, but um, yeah, I can't wait to eat everything, and I see all these croissants everywhere and everything. So yeah, I can't wait.
So, what have you ever like? Was there ever a desire to fight in Paris? I know that it was illegal for a while, so there's kind of been this like desire by a lot of fighters to fight there. Was that ever something that you cared about where you fight?
Um, yes and no. I mean, it's kind of cool traveling and fighting. That's one good thing about fighting, just traveling, seeing the world. But it does suck getting used to the time change and all that stuff and the food and all that. But it's cool, man. It's like a lifetime experience. You know, how often does somebody get to go to Paris and get paid to fight? So it's pretty cool.
Will you have any time after the fight to sightsee at all?
Yeah, I'm staying here for a couple days after the fight, and then I'm flying to Italy for a few days to see the Coliseum and eat a bunch of real Italian food and get fat and go back to Oregon and start training again.
That sounds awesome. Can you just talk to me a little bit about how this fight came about? How you heard, who your opponent was going to be, and the fact that you were going to be in the Grand Prix after all.
Yeah, I my old manager, which I'm not with him anymore. I talked to him for like a month before they did the press conference to tell everybody who's in the tournament. I talked to him and he's like, dude, you're in the tournament. Don't worry. I called him like 6, 7 times. Like, quit stressing out. You're in the tournament, man. I already talked to Bellator. You're in it. And then the day before the press conference, I still talked to him. I was like, dude, I'm in the tournament, right? He's like, yeah, don't worry about it, man. And then I watched the press conference and I was not in it. And I was like, oh my God. It hurt. I was mad. And then it sucks, you know. I was really upset. And then I prayed every day, you know, something happened. I don't want anybody to get injured, but just let me get in that tournament. And then Sydney Outlaw got caught juicing up like crazy, you know, and thank goodness for little cheaters like that. And they caught him. And I don't know if they would have caught him if they would have done like an outside of the fight test, you know. So I think they should do that a little bit more often. But yeah, and then I got the call saying you're in the tournament. You're gonna be fighting Mansour in Paris, and I was ecstatic, screaming in my living room and scared my little kids, and here we are.
So, don't want to pry too much, but why do you think that you were told that you would be in the tournament and then you weren't? What kind of communication breakdown was there?
I have no idea, and I don't want to like just a few things here and there, and I wasn't really happy with that. I heard about my old management team, and um, I don't know. It's crazy. And he even told me after that, he's like, dude, I cannot believe this. You're supposed to be in it. They told me you're in it. But I got a new management team now, and they got me a new contract with Bellator with more money and everything. So I couldn't be happier with life right now. And Friday, I'm gonna get that hand raised, and then I'll be fighting for that title.
Is that why you're not with your manager because of what happened with the tournament?
Not fully, but that definitely had something to do with it. But that's not fully it. There's other things too, you know. But I mean, I like my old manager and the team. We've successfully done a lot of things in my career together, but I feel like he just got um, too big, and really couldn't focus on the little things and everything. So I just felt that it was time to leave.
So moving on to this fight ahead of you, what sort of fight are you expecting from him? Do you expect to be able to get in and out of there pretty quickly, or are you expecting to have to go the full rounds with him?
I mean, that's tough to say. I know he's tough, and he's won a lot of big tournaments, fought a lot of really good guys, and he's never been finished. But I do feel like I can finish him. I've seen some holes in his game, and I'm going to put that to the test on Friday, and we'll see how it goes. But like I said, I feel like I can beat him on the stand up or on the ground, and yeah, I feel like I can finish him for sure.
Do you feel like you kind of have a little chip on your shoulder because they didn't put you in the tournament and you want to go out there and be like, look, look at what you guys, should have picked this first time and you want to go in and like kind of perform and be spectacular, and especially in front of his home crowd? Or do you feel like that's pressure you don't want to put on yourself?
Yeah, I try not to put pressure on myself. There's already so much pressure on myself. I always put the world on my shoulders and everything. So I just got to stay focused. And I had a great camp. No injuries, which is crazy because I'm always walking there with something, So I have no injuries right now, and I feel good. I just got to get used to this damn time zone and ignore the crowd booing me because he's a big deal here. And but I've fought in people's backyards and upset a lot of people before. So here we go on Friday. We're gonna do it again.
Do you kind of like getting booed a little bit? Is it kind of like a motivator a little bit, or are you just like, no, I don't like that at all?
I mean, yes and no. There's some, I don't like it when people are like, "Oh, you're gonna win, Brent. No big deal. You're gonna kick this guy's butt." Um, I don't really like that as much as being the underdog. So I'm happy where I am for sure.
And have you had a chance to kind of look forward past this fight at who you would be fighting next? Or are you kind of just like, I got to focus on this one. I don't want to think about that yet?
Yeah, I'll be fighting Usman for the title after this fight, but I'm trying not to look that far. I know I got a tough challenge ahead of me with Mansoor on Friday, so I'm gonna put everything I have in that fight and fight my heart out, like my life depends on it. And then after that, it's Usman for the title.
How quickly would you want to turn around for that fight? I mean, obviously it would depend, I guess, how this fight went, but ideally, what's the kind of time frame to get back in there?
I would love to get back in there within 3 months or around there. I just want to take a couple weeks off with my kids. I've kind of been neglecting them, training all day every day, and so I would really like a couple weeks with them at least. Do some fun things with them, and then get back into camp. I don't want to sit out for too long, and yeah. So, and I know I got some training partners in American Top Team that have fights coming up, so I'm gonna try to eat as much as I can in Paris and in Italy, and gain some weight and go back and squish my training partners and help them with their training camps because I've they're all been bigger than me this whole camp. I like dropped down and they were all like 190. So it's gonna be cool to get up to weight and to go squish those guys and give them some of their own medicine.
Love it. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. No problem.
Have fun in Paris.
Thank you.
Bye.